Hey, what's up? Good morning. It's your favorite nurse leader, Bilquis, and so let's talk about some ways that you can give report. Okay, so if you're a new nurse and you are just unclear on what you should be given in report, kind of think of it like a head to toe, okay? But you don't have to go that in deep, all right? So a couple of things that you want to start thinking about is your orientation status, okay? Your swallowing, okay? Anything that can affect safety are the things that you want to go over during your report. So for example, you have a patient and they are on thickened liquids. That will be important because when you're given that the medication and you're giving fluids, you want to make sure that you're not giving thin liquids because the patient is thickened liquid. Another thing might be if the patient has a Foley catheter, or if the person is on a type of antibiotic. So this way, when you go in to give the antibiotic, you can grab a temperature while you're right there, or you can ask questions regarding that antibiotic to that patient, such as, how are you feeling since you started your antibiotic? Have you found any relief in any of your symptoms? If a patient is a frequent faller, that's something that you want to tell the nurse about. Why? Because you want to keep them on that radar. You want that nurse to then be able to tell the CNAs, hey, make sure you look out for Betty. Okay, she had a couple falls. She's a high fall risk. Make sure her fall interventions are in place. Things of that nature. Ambulation status is always important. Okay, how do your residents transfer? Okay, if they're diabetic, what was their blood sugar like? So these are just some of the things that you can think about when you are giving report. I never tell anybody about the code status of a patient unless they actually absolutely have to have it, simply because I like the nurses to validate that information themselves. So, for example, in the event there was a code, I would want that nurse to go and look at that code status in the chart, okay, in the order. I wouldn't want her to take that from myself to say, oh, well, Bilquis said the person was a full code, or Bilquis said the person was a DNR. You want to validate that information yourself. So I don't typically give out what the code status is on that patient. Now, granted, if you're in an acute care setting, then that's something different, okay? Your code statuses and everything are pretty much up to date all the time. But in a long-term care setting, not so much, all right? So that's why I don't really cover that in my report, all right? So those are just some of the small things that you can do while you are giving report, okay? Think of it of a head-to-toe and in the head-to-toe perspective, and think of what it is that this nurse would need to know in order to keep my patient safe and to get the best outcome for that patient while providing the best care. All right, so those are my tips. Like, comment, and subscribe.